right, Tony, before we begin today's podcast, which NFL quarterback, present or past, has the most punchable face?
Aaron Rodgers?
I was going to say Tony Romo, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers works for me.
Oh.
Let's get into it.
You want to talk about sports?
Yes, I want to talk about sports.
You want to get a real job? You want to talk about sports?
Sports.
Sports?
Sports.
Sports?
Sports.
All right, sports it is.
Welcome to Tony's Upset. I'm your host, Tony Chinawi, with my co-host, Gianni Chinawi. How are you, Gianni?
I'm about to say, you better ask me how I'm doing. We have a system here, Tony. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Awesome. I think today we're pretty much going to talk about how much we hate the Cowboys, which is honestly how I spend most of my Saturdays anyways. But Tony, what are we going to talk about today? What's on the agenda?
Well, the three players, Terry McLaurin, Trey Henderson, and Micah Parsons, since the last episode, have gotten no deals, and 2 out of the 3 have already requested a trade.
Now, what's really funny is we recorded 2 episodes back-to-back last time Tony and I recorded. And I actually switched the orders of the episodes because I was like, Tony, I don't want to record this contract negotiation mess. The contracts get resolved and then 2 weeks later put out an episode about the contract negotiation mess. So what did I do? I switched the episodes because I was like, surely this issue will be resolved by the next time we record. But guess what? It isn't. And things have actually gotten worse.
Yeah.
So Hendrickson's requested a trade.
No, he's the only player who hasn't requested a trade yet.
Okay. How about Terry McLaurin?
Yes, he has requested a trade.
Okay. So that's not great for the Commanders, is it?
No.
And then, who else did we talk about?
Micah Parsons.
Oh.
Yes.
What's happening with Micah Parsons?
Well, Micah Parsons last week said that he wanted a trade, but the Cowboys owner, Jerry Jones, who I think is one of the worst owners in the NFL, said, nope, we're not going to trade him.
So that's interesting to me. You told me also, before we started recording, that Parsons was even willing to take a pay cut to stay initially.
Yes.
And now he's willing to take a pay cut to go.
Yes.
Now what's interesting is, with Jerry Jones is willing to spend money, he's just bad at spending it. So this is a good example of a guy like Parsons, who you've told me is an elite level player who's requesting elite level player money.
Yes.
And the Cowboys are saying no.
Yep.
And Jones is like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, if it was any other owner, I would say that they're sticking to the guns. But when it comes to Jerry Jones, he is just a delusional person.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, you were telling me also, he's in charge of all the coaching and general management. It's interesting because guys who are good at, like, building a business and a fortune and making money like Jerry Jones has in his life, credit to him, he's done things well. That doesn't mean that you know how to build a football team. That doesn't mean that you know things about football. That doesn't mean that you know things about drafting guys or player personnel or contract negotiations. Just because you've been doing it for a long time doesn't mean you've been doing it well. I mean, how long has it been since the Cowboys won a Super Bowl?
Since before we were born.
Yeah.
They haven't even been to an NFC championship in over 30 years.
That's insanity.
And I could see another 30 years without them.
And it's funny because as Giants fans, as Jets and Giants fans, but as Giants fans, we grew up hating the Cowboys.
Yes.
But what's funny about that is people would always say the Cowboys are a bigger team than the Giants. I mean, the Giants are bad right now. But the Giants have won 2 Super Bowls in the last 20 years.
Yes. And the Jets up into 2 divisional championships.
Meanwhile, the Cowboys are doing nothing.
No. Yeah.
So much for America's team. Do you think Jerry Jones is the problem that's holding back the Cowboys?
Yes.
And his son is also involved too, right?
Absolutely.
And is he doing any better?
No.
It's funny because I feel like often in sports, you say like, I just can't wait for this old guy to step down and his son will step in. Well, that's not always for the better. We see that with the Yankees as well.
Yep.
I mean,
the Yankees are being a train wreck right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's an absolute mess. So the Cowboys are looking like they're going to lose Micah Parsons.
I mean, he has 1 more year, and some even people, even I agree, in a sports world, saying that he can sit out his whole entire year and not play, and I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's his prerogative, right? Like, we talked about this last week. The alternative is he plays, he gets injured, and then he maybe doesn't get a contract next year, and that really affects his career.
Well, he can leave then after this year.
Yeah, and probably get a bigger deal
Yeah.
if he plays well, if he stays healthy. But I understand the fear there as well.
He wants to be part of a winning team.
Yeah.
Even Joey said that Buffalo, that he wants to go to Buffalo.
That could be really
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. How are the Cowboys? Who's their quarterback these days?
Dak Prescott.
Still?
Yes.
Gosh, the Cowboys...
And they just signed him to another big contract last year.
Prescott's a good quarterback, but he's not Patrick Mahomes.
Nope.
He's not Josh Allen.
No.
And, I don't know. Cowboys are just a weird organization. And the thing is, I feel like the Cowboys are as bad as the Jets, although they're a little bit better. But I feel like Cowboys fans...
I think the Jets are better than them right now.
That's scary.
That is scary.
But the thing is, Cowboys fans, they always have their hopes up. Jets fans never have their hopes up. We're smarter. What else do you want to talk about today, Tony?
We'll talk about some fantasy football since we're talking about NFL.
Okay, so here's the deal. This year, I am in my company's fantasy football league. I need to bring out all the stops. I'm bringing in the special talent. I'm getting some advice from Tony here. So tell me, who are the best quarterbacks in the draft?
Well, you gotta go with the top two ones, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Okay. And how about guys who maybe might be a sleeper?
I would say Sam Darnold. He really had his breakout career last year at Minnesota, so he can do something with Seattle.
Let me ask you a controversial question. How about Bryce Young at the Panthers?
You know, Bryce Young, he showed some talent last year.
He kind of did.
I don't know if Carolina's going to do anything, but
he might be worth having on the bench for a couple games.
Yeah.
Because, listen, there's going to be games where they're down 30 and he's just airing out the ball, right?
Right.
And they've got a good receiving core.
Yes.
They're working on that offensive line.
Yep.
There's some talent there. Okay.
There is.
So maybe Bryce Young, but that's not from the horse's mouth. That's from my opinion. Sam Darnold, I think, is a good call, though. I really like how he's developed into the league. How about a guy, C.J. Stroud?
C.J. Stroud, if he has healthier wide receivers. 2 years ago, when Stroud was a rookie, he had healthy.
Spectacular.
He was spectacular. But last year, he didn't have any wide receivers. And that's what I think with Jaden Daniels, who, if Terry McLaurin doesn't get anything or nothing happens, he could struggle this year.
Yeah, that's fair. How about guys who, I don't know, maybe have a good household reputation, but really should be avoided?
I would say Joe Burrow with Cincinnati in the first 4 games. Actually, no, in the first 2 games of every season. Since Zach Taylor, the head coach, has been there since 2019, they have started off 1-11. Since Burrow's been there, in the first 2 games, they have started off 1-9.
It's not great.
It's not a great record, and
them losing Hendrickson potentially is not great either.
No.
Because bad defense leads to the offense doing poorly.
Yes,
and bad offense leads to the defense doing poorly. I mean, again, as Jets fans, we've watched the Jets have one of the best defenses in the league. Most of our life, the Jets have had amazing defenses. But when your offense sucks, and they're always punting the ball from like the 20-yard line, and then your defense starts in a terrible position, they can only be so good. And I think it works both ways. So I think, what's that song? Can I say this house is falling apart? The Bengals, kind of falling apart. But who knows? Maybe they'll have a great season. I don't think so, though.
I don't think so either.
Who else do you think?
Tua Tagovailoa.
You think it's the concussions?
I think it is the concussions, but I think that also, if Miami has been so comfortable with people with having them with first or second the past few years, why do people think that New England is coming up this year?
Who's their quarterback?
Drake May.
Do you think he might be a sleeper?
He can be. Yeah.
Okay. So Drake May, maybe a sleeper. Tua's probably worth avoiding. I mean, if he gets injured, he might be done.
Yep.
And then how about Trevor Lawrence?
No. So everybody thought, and this is why I just never liked Trevor Lawrence, or I never liked Andrew Luck. People thought that Lawrence was this truly once-in-a-lifetime talent.
Generational
talent. Oh, so speaking of, I'm going to bring this all back together.
Go ahead.
When the year that Trevor Lawrence was coming out of the draft, everybody thought that the New York Jets were going to have the fourth pick. Because they had a bad team. They had Sam Darnold as their quarterback.
Didn't they win some garbage game at the end of the season and lose that draft pick, though?
Yes, they did. Yep, that was my point. Yes. They won 2 garbage games, and everybody was so pissed at the New York Jets.
Because they were supposed to tank.
Yes, they were supposed to get this generational talent. Just allowed Jacksonville to go get him.
So do you think Trevor Lawrence isn't good? Do you think he's got a bad team around him?
I never liked Trevor Lawrence. I never understood the hype around him. I was so glad that the New York Jets didn't draft him.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question, but this is not where this is going. You look at a guy like Sanders in the draft, okay? How people weren't really sure about him, so he fell in the draft. If you are in a fantasy football league and nobody is picking up Aaron Rodgers, and it's like the 6th round, is it worth giving him a shot?
I think with the wide receivers they have around him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, maybe they may not win games, but he'll put up points.
I mean, he has the wide receivers around him.
Yeah, he's got some good players. Since I brought it up, who is Sanders right now going against in the Browns for that starting job?
Oh, there's 4 other quarterbacks. Joe Flacco.
You don't really need to develop that talent. Go ahead. But he's good to have as a backup.
Yeah. Kenny Pickett.
Nah. He might develop, but
Dylan Gabriel.
Who?
He was drafted before Shedeur Sanders. He was a quarterback who started at Oklahoma and then transferred to Oregon and led Oregon to a great season last year.
So he's good.
Yeah.
And then Sanders.
And there's another player, another one. Oh, Deshaun Watson.
And?
Deshaun Watson, yes.
So they have 5 quarterbacks?
Yes.
Deshaun Watson's fallen off a cliff, though, like from a output perspective, right?
I even forgot he was still on that team. Yes.
I mean, they're probably not going to play him.
No.
Joe Flacco, I think that's a good wisdom guy to have in the locker room, even if he doesn't touch the field. If people get injured, it's fine to have him around. I've always been a big Joe Flacco fan, but at this point in his career, he wouldn't start for me. There's no point. You've really got to develop young talent, and I think probably sharing the responsibility between 2 rookie quarterbacks and letting them push each other, that's probably the best call, right?
No, not really.
Really? What do you think? You think you should just stick with one guy?
Yeah.
Who would you put out there?
Honestly, and not I don't like, it's not I hate Shedeur.
Yeah.
Yeah, you decided to draft Dylan Gabriel before him.
Okay.
There was some controversy between the owner or the GM that Shedeur had to be drafted.
Yeah.
And if you looked at that draft room video, nobody was happy that Shedeur was drafted to Cleveland.
Well, yeah, it doesn't make sense. You just drafted a quarterback.
Well, no.
Why would you draft two quarterbacks?
No. In the draft room. Some people are saying, oh, it's the owner who decided, but the owner's blaming the GM.
When you say in the draft room, do you mean in the Browns draft room?
Yes, in the Cleveland Browns draft room.
So they were upset about that decision.
They weren't clapping and
yeah, well, because they had already drafted a quarterback.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I feel bad because there's a lot of controversy between Shedeur Sanders and the NFL right now, and whether or not he's getting a fair take. Listen, I'd love to see the guy succeed.
Yeah.
But the worst situation for him to be on is to put him on a team that already has a rookie quarterback drafted that the coach wanted. This would be I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. The idea that you as a coach sit down with your team, you look at all the attributes you want in a quarterback, you draft a quarterback for your system, and then the owner goes above your head.
That's what
drafts,
people were saying.
Potentially, I guess. The owner goes in and drafts another quarterback. And listen, this is bad for everyone involved. This is bad for the guy who's in Sanders' place. This is bad for Sanders. This is bad for the locker room. I hope it works out.
I hope it works out.
But I do think, Tony, there is a world in which one guy throws 3 picks, then the other guy comes in, wins a game. Has a game where he throws 3 picks, you switch him out. And that way you've got 2 players at maybe the same level pushing each other forward. And if one of them turns out to be a dud, you have another one. I think it's not good for the Browns as a record, but I think it's better to have 2 hot prospects and to let them fight each other and push each other forward than it is to not.
Yes, and like you said, what's in there on the high, Shedeur actually started the first preseason game, but that was against the Carolina Panthers.
Anyone could look good.
Anybody else.
I could look good against the Carolina Panthers. But credit to him, he looked good.
He looked good, yes.
And the Panthers usually have a pretty decent defense.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty impressive. All right, I think we can end it there. You good?
Yes, I'm good.
All right. Thank you for listening to Tony's Upset, a sports podcast fueled by autism and brotherhood. Goodbye.